What is going on? PV and Jeff back at it. How's it going, man?
Doing well, man. Lots of
Lots of
exciting.
action this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you came down to London on Monday. Today's Thursday of our filming right now. I've been having back-to-back meetings in the city. It's been pretty exciting to catch everybody up. It's all about the development right now. So we've been talking to ministers of housing. That was very exciting to have that personal meeting. Thank goodness we had Ed Holder, the former mayor of London, on our side as our consultant to get us these meetings. Without Ed, I don't think we're as quickly doing the back-to-back meetings or sitting down as easy as anybody else.
For sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think with, the way we execute things and approach tasks, like we would have eventually got there, but this definitely fast-tracked things significantly and getting us meetings that would normally take many months or many introductions up the chain to get. We're able to access a lot quicker with Ed on our team. And it's been exciting. Not only are we getting the meetings, but people are coming and taking us a lot more seriously at these meetings and evaluating the opportunity that we put before them. So really exciting.
Yeah. So this meeting was with Scott Collier. You guys can Google him. He's the second in command to Rob Flack in Ontario here. So that's the meeting we got. And Rob Flack's aware of the meeting. And just because it's YouTube, we can talk to you guys all about what's going on right now. It's interesting. There's such a boys club in municipalities of developers sometimes, and we're kind of the new kid at the table. So obviously, thank goodness we got Ed, because every time we're in these meetings, even if they want to think, yeah, you're outside of this boys club or you haven't joined it yet, which is just fugazi, really. You're like, well, you got Ed. So some excellent credibility that we got on our end there. So great meeting. And he's going to be he gave us some good contacts to talk to, because there's more federal and provincial grants that our developments are eligible to get. So without those contacts, take us months to get those contacts.
Just to add on, so Rob Flack is the provincial minister of housing and municipal affairs. So very important to get a letter of support for our developments in order to help us access provincial funding and federal funding. And, I guess we'll get into how that fits in. So right now, the way the fund is designed is we have our current investors who come in and earn that 20 to 24% if you're in Dev Fund II, or 24 to 27% if you're in Dev Fund I. And then we have a separate class of shares, which the government has the opportunity to come in and invest in the project in order to allow us to create significantly more affordable units in these projects and really make a social impact on top of the investor impact that we're making with these funds. So that's something we're very excited about. We're building these units so that they're affordable for our core workforce housing demographic that we work with, the people making $25 an hour, but also these deeply affordable units. We want to be able to offer them to individuals with ODSP, disabilities, and really make a social impact as well. So it's cool when you can align both the for-profit interests as well as the social impact in one project like this. And that's got us really excited.
Right. And to pull it back, we do have our applications in for these developments, and it's going to be going to council at the end of September. So leading up to this, we have our game plans. I've been talking to a lot of the councillors to kind of like feel them out, grab a coffee with them, see what they think about the project. So the guys, this project here, and if you've been on any of our live streams or you are one of our investors, you already know it. But if you're new to it, or you're the public all of a sudden watching this, we tick a lot of boxes that the city of London, Ontario is looking for. This is right on the Wellington Gateway, which is the bus rapid transit area. And within the rules, there's no parking requirement. Why? They want you to take the bus. Why did they do this? They wanted to spur development. So it's interesting. So we tick this box here of no parking. But a lot of the online feedback we're getting right now is like, where's everybody going to park? It's like, well, but there is online feedback of like, this is great. Like, I have never had a car, and every time I go rent an apartment, I got to pay more because everybody else has a car in the rent and in the square footage, etc. Like, it's just, there's no product out there for people that don't have that, right?
Yeah.
So we tick that box. And then another big box that the city has, especially within the ward, which is like little districts around a city. So in this ward that we're in, we're going to be very environmentally friendly because it's one site. We're putting up 1,000 units roughly in one parcel, pretty much, right? Versus 20 different developments going around the city causing disruption and, we're density, right? Infill. So we're doing that. And also, you touched on it. The big one, if the counselors, as we explain this to them, and I already said in this YouTube video that we're not the old boys club. The old boys club just builds luxury. Maybe that's all they knew. Me and you, we're boots on the ground landlords. We know what the tenants need. This is what we're reverse engineering. And this is why we've created affordable units, apartments for the people out there. We're going against the grain. We don't have hot tubs on our balconies and bars on the top floor and yoga studios that you have to pay way more rent for. We have an apartment that the government's going to be backing. We're going to be doing 100 affordable units in the building of the 1,000. And we're looking to we would go all the way up to 500 if the government grants are there. Yeah. So again, it's like we're sitting in these meetings, talking to these people. And if they want to be no, or like, oh, like I just, they're pretty much saying no to affordable housing. Versus like, I'm trying to do a luxury condo. Can you please approve my luxury condo?
To add on to what you were saying there, like, the old boys club or the developers typically have not been solving for this problem. They've been building to build a different type of product. They haven't sat down and said, how can we bring more affordable housing to the cities? It does take new guys like us to come in and focus on that.
So we're different, but we're different in Southwestern Ontario. We're not different in the world. So it's just new, and the Canadians hate new. And so it's something that they're going to either like. Obviously, we have our plans on how we're going to execute on this, but just trying to get the counselors on our side and hear what's going on. It's like, you get to say yes to affordable housing. Do you want to say yes to affordable housing or no? So, one counselor told me yesterday, because I've been back-to-back meetings with a lot of them, in the South, and a developer built 3 bedrooms. And if you followed any of our YouTube and listened to us rant about how 3 bedrooms are hard to rent, well, now they're putting 3 people to fill a 3-bedroom nowhere near the university, south of the city. And then guess what? That brings on 3 cars, because it's 3 individuals that rented a 3-bedroom, like friends, right? Not a family. So as the world gets harder, and all the stuff we can talk about on the channel here, maybe it's really hard to talk to a 60-year-old counselor, but as UBI is going to be showing up in the world, if it's not here already, as AI takes more, who's going to afford those 3 bedrooms in 2030 and 20, this is not the product. So this is what we're betting on, right? Is the smaller compact unit. You lose a little bit of amenities, but you get affordable shelter, and you get money left over in your pocket to A, invest, or B, which is what I would always promote, or B, put it back into the city. So it's like such a win-win-win-win-win-win. And it's like, well, where are they going to park? Well, it's on the BRT, the bus rapid transit.
For sure.
And it's parking exempt.
That's a good point. The additional capital on a monthly basis that they're saving from income, that gets redeployed to the local economy.
Go talk to go have lunch downtown, talk to the waiters, the bartenders, and just be like, what's your rent? Like, I always do that for 10 years. I'm like, you live in the city? I always like do a quick survey, And then, like they're all paying $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. Me and my girlfriend are living here. We're trying to save up, and what can't the youth do right now? They can't buy houses. Our option, they actually can have some disposable income that they can either A, lock their door and travel the world, or just go do some stuff, not just like pay the landlord and die.
Well, another interesting thing was with the feedback, again, a lot of people are complaining about the lack of parking. One of the direct quotes from our meeting with Scott was that he's like, the province would be very supportive of a project like this, because they get an ROI on their investment. And what he was referring to was the $500 million investment the province
Guys,
just put
half
into
a
the
bill.
BRT.
Half a
So
billion dollars to build the bus rapid transit. And
yeah,
then
so
it's
this
going
is
to be like,
the kind
well,
of
where are
thing
they
that
going to
needs to
park?
use it. Yeah.
And people are
So
like, oh, where are their friends going to park? Man, like their
well,
friends can Uber over too, you know?
well, let's just look at Europe and other places that are
Yeah.
already
Where are you going to
adopted
park?
this. Where are you going to
You
park?
downtown Toronto, what do? You
You use the
got to go
bus.
use the bus, right? Or like you got to go pay $60 for parking or something like that, right?
Or
And
Europe, they ride their bikes. Like they
yeah.
figure it out, and this offers people the opportunity to get affordable housing, which is much more important than them having the ability to drive a car, I guess.
Yeah. So bonuses for our investors. If you're invested, you are now helping out in affordable housing, not just some luxury apartment. So
Mhm.
we can all feel good about that. And one of the counselors was like, well, why are you doing this? Well, okay, obviously this is a business, but it's a market area that nobody's focusing on. This 30% down here. All the other boys clubs are just building, like going to have cigars on the top floor.
Mhm.
We'll do that. But we're going to help people, right? So I walked out at lunch yesterday and it was like, let's see if I can find the photo. Luxury. Did I take a photo of it? Yeah, let's see if it shows up here. Oops. Luxury rental suites, you know, it's just like, yeah, I get it. Like, but that's not everybody can, you're missing an entire demographic, right? Of people that just need a place to live. So yeah, we're very confident on that. We've also been thinking of women's only floors, like, you know, disabled floors, just like go to these organizations and see if they have tenants that would want to rent here. So like we're game planning way before occupancy on how to fill the apartments.
Building. Yeah, exactly. And again, the more funding we can get from the government, the more affordable units that we could offer.
That's key.
These
So
are permanently affordable. They
yeah,
will ever be at those prices. And you know, even the mechanics when it comes to the ODSP supplements and things like that, like someone living off of ODSP can't pay the market rents in London as is, versus with these units, they'll be able to afford them and have capital left over for their actual living expenses too. So really
which is unheard
awesome.
of. Maybe we'll teach finance on the first floor
Yeah.
once a month to the
Yeah.
tenants, you know.
And then one other thing on the parking, which you know Michael had said, is when you
Our
do the
lawyer, yeah.
parking, each parking spot costs us what, like tens
60.
of thousands of dollars. There
Yeah.
you go, 60,000
Yeah.
to build. Like the developer doesn't just eat that cost; that gets passed on to the end
Okay,
buyer.
so yeah, imagine we had to go down. So now, like you said, it's cost more money to go down to do the underground parking, right?
Yeah.
There, where do we pass that buck back?
That's
Back into the rents, right? And then maybe you can do a couple floors up of above ground parking as well too. Then you lose you lose places for apartments, which is like the whole reason for this. So it's like it's so funny. It's just like all like the flow chart, guys. Go back to the flow chart. Do you want affordable housing or parking? So it's like, yeah. Because if I put all this parking now, the rent's got to go up, or you know, we're gonna have less units in the building, so our investors can get paid. I don't know. What do I know? We keep saying this sounds so good that it's, you know, it's it sounds too good to be true almost, that we're going to be solving all this and just waiting for some counselor to be like, yeah, but not on my watch. You need parking, you know. So
Yeah,
even though
the mission,
it's in the rules, the zoning, we are following it. But welcome to politics all of a sudden. So
yeah, I think even when it's a project that can achieve both objectives, we're building housing in a housing shortage, we're providing affordable housing, there's still always going to be people, you know, that are not fully on board or have to get there, and something that may seem like a no-brainer to most people doesn't always get across there. But that's
yeah, because I guess I should say I was on the London Free Press article, and then I was on, I don't know if the CBC one came out yet, but then there was the counselor posted out kind of like the neutral, like threw it up in the air, being like, "Hey guys, this is being proposed." So the comment section was insane, right? And I'm used to YouTube comments here and there, but like the public comments on like a municipal thing like this, like, these, who's gonna ever afford these? This is horrible. I'm like, but it's all uneducated comments because people are just like quickly destroying the internet, right? But I'm like, I didn't comment back, but it's like they're all affordable, so I know I can win there. Like the parking came up, and then one big one was how uglier the building was. So that's what you get when 4 or 5 guys design a building.
Yeah, that one made me laugh because at the end of the day, do we care if the outside of the building is ugly,
Okay,
or if these people have a home
exactly.
for significantly below market rents? Like,
yeah, one of the counselors was like, "I want you to drive by this building in 20 years and be like, tell your kids." He didn't even really know I had kids, but he's like, "Tell your kids that Dad built this and it looks good." And like you said, well, shouldn't I be like, "Dad built this and housed 1,000 Londoners that needed affordable rent," or "Dad built this and it looks pretty"? Like, it's insane.
Well,
So
that's actually such a good way to say it, man. You could look that counselor in the face and say, "Dad housed 300 people with disabilities who otherwise may have been on the street."
yeah, no, but it's so funny,
bro.
they just wanted it to look pretty. I'm like, that's a topic point. I'm like, all right, we'll put a stripe on it,
Yeah.
So
we'll try our best to make
yeah.
it look pretty, but at the end of the day, what's important is that we're able to offer these at deeply affordable rents. So really exciting, navigating
That's the
the climate.
development stuff. Yep. So we'll learn more in September, but the trust is still rocking and rolling in always, not just the background, but in the day to day while we're doing this. So don't worry. That's been going great. Just business as usual in the trust. So
yep, still operationally efficient. We're still trying to get turnovers, continuing to improve the NOIs there. And
yeah, we got a bunch of Ontario tribunal wins where we're able to take 11 plexes, 12 plexes, and make them into 20 units and 21 units. So construction will be starting on those probably within the next 90 days or so, which then just boosts the value. Because why we're doing any of this, the developments and making the REIT properties units smaller, is because this is what we're finding these tenants can actually afford. It goes back to the 3-bedroom thing. No one can afford that. So I'm just going to chop up the square footage, my polite way to say it, and rent it out to people that need an apartment for quote unquote affordable, $1,000, $1,100, $1,250. Not trying to get 2 G's for a 3-bed.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is that, as we continue to do this, there's people like typical units that are 3 bedrooms, basements and things like that are usually meant for families that right now, like 3 bachelors are combining and taking. They can move into units like this, have their own space, and actually free up that inventory for the families, etc., to take.
That's another thing they don't think of. Yeah, exactly.
Side benefit that happens as well. And when that kind of happens, there's less riffraff and stuff happening out of those units, and the community gets more integrated. And there's Dean had been talking about the studies where they've done this in Chicago and other places already, and what the net impact has been with these types of units. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, like if you have a giant unit, you probably just get home, lock your door. When your unit's a bit smaller, you're going to find yourself out talking to your neighbors a little bit more, going to the park, and more eyes on the properties, the community. So crime becomes safer. And we hate balconies in the REIT and we hate balconies on development. It's just a capital expense, guys, that doesn't give you extra rent. It might help rent the apartment better, but it's crazy capital expenses. But drive by any building and see if anyone's on the balcony. Like anywhere, Toronto, London, Windsor, Vancouver, very rare, right? Because we talked to construction managers, me and Dean, about that, and they're like, "Yeah, all I see on balconies is tires." So it's like, yeah, maybe you have your morning coffee out there, but just as a real estate investor, it's not worth it for us to. Thank you for everybody who got their investments in at the end of June. You got your 2% bonus. You'll see that on your distributions in the portal shortly.
I'm sure you guys saw this in the email, but we'll officially announce it here. Dev Fund II is completely sold out for Tranche 1.
Sorry, guys.
If you're interested in any future developments, just signal your interest to us. We might have some other things in the pipeline. Otherwise,
we do. I have Development 3 in the pipeline.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for Tranches 2. But I guess Jeff just hinted it. There might be another.
So message PV, message us that what I missed out on 1 and 2. I got cash for 3. So hit us up. So it's gonna be exciting.
For sure.
Investors are gonna make bank.
Yeah, we're really excited about the mission and seeing this through to the finish line.
Because we're landlords, guys. We get it, and we're just reverse engineering what tenants need and creating it.
Yeah,
that's it. Versus like, oh, I'm the richest guy in the world. I'm just gonna make an apartment building. Well, he's no knowledge of what to actually create, right?
Yeah. Or maybe if you're in a super luxury neighborhood in New York and that's what the demand is, sure, that could maybe work. But we're not seeing that that's what's in demand right now in our demographic, in the people we serve.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up here for this week.
Good one.
Guys,
thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.
Awesome. Bye.